yo, this is wrestling. This is the big one. But at the same time, titles on the line and shit. But at the same time, it's like due to circumstances, the energy's there, but at the same time, it's not. So it was like kind of hard for me to like really get into it. I enjoyed what I saw, but I didn't really like get into it. What about you, Tony?
Understandable.
I kind of enjoyed the Charlotte Flair match. That was kind of good. Um, just was just said previous. It was kind of dry off and on. Wasn't no audience. But it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad as I thought it was going to be. I know I looked online and they said that the Undertaker match took what 6 hours to make or something like that. But it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of in the line. The audience not being there, I guess for it did need an audience for some of the matches, like the one with Otis and Ziggler. I felt like that one really needed an audience, especially the payoff at the end where Otis kisses Mandy. Spoilers. But I did say as well. I said I think they should go the Lucha Underground route, just pre-record some of their matches, and I'm glad they did, especially with the Boneyard match with AJ Styles and Undertaker, and the Firefly Funhouse match with Bray Wyatt and Cena, which those two were my favorite matches, especially the Bray Wyatt and Cena. I kind of marked when I saw the him and his Eater of the World gimmicks, but I've been a Bray Wyatt fan for the longest. It's
I kind of wanted to talk about that match in particular, the Firefly Funhouse thing,
yeah,
because
yeah. Go
I
go
have
ahead.
a
What you
friend
got?
who was like, I have a friend who was like trying. He's still trying to process what the hell that was. He's also a big fan of Bray Wyatt, but what people are, I guess, what he was missing was, there was a whole story being told there that like you have to really know the career of John Cena to understand like what was happening. Like it literally showed John Cena at like every phase of his career leading up to that encounter with, I'm gonna say, his second encounter with Bray Wyatt, because the whole beef between them started 6 years ago when Cena beat him at another WrestleMania. But that's neither here nor there.
I just thought it was creative.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
probably one of the most creative matches I've ever. And for something that didn't have little to no wrestling in it, it still kept people entertained. And I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if they're going to do much more of that because I feel like even though I was captivated, I don't know. I could see it getting old really, really, really quick. And but for even though I think it's the Undertaker's final match, maybe I'm not sure. I've said this. This might be a reach, but I feel like every Undertaker. Even I said every Undertaker match should be somewhat like a Boneyard match, or just like somewhere where he's like not in the ring. Because I feel like if to keep the mistake of the Undertaker, you should have him in places where like he doesn't have to be in a ring all the time, but he can still show his skills. Because let's be real, like Undertaker was kind of fucking AJ Styles up throughout that whole time. It was just like talking shit to him, especially in that American Badass gimmick and shit. But and it was really 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 enjoyable to watch. It's just like, and I love the shit talking between both of them, and like that's to me that's what made that captivating. So, out of a 10, what would you give the this year's WrestleMania?
6.
Because you give it a 6, I give it a 7.
me being lenient due to the current circumstances of why they had to do what they did, I gotta give it about an 8.
Yeah, that's
That's really, really
It's it It's
That's
only
really
that's just my personal opinion. It's only one match that I was just like, okay, get this over with. Well, I'm gonna say two matches that I was like, okay, get it over with. The first one was Edge and Randy Orton, and the other, and this is just me feeling some type of way about how the match either came about. Strowman and Goldberg.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was
that
like
match
real
was only 2
fast.
minutes long, though. Would you
Yeah,
get this over with? I knew that match was going to be quick. I kind of understand
I
what you're
would say
saying.
the reason I'm like, okay, get it quick is because that's a match that shouldn't happen to begin with. I feel like the Fiend shouldn't have dropped the title to Goldberg of all people.
Instead, they were saying that Goldberg didn't want to lose to Bray Wyatt, which is, backstage politics and shit. But yeah. Let's talk about that. How do y'all feel about Braun Strowman being the Universal Champion?
It's like he deserves it, but damn, this way though.
yeah. I felt that he should have went against somebody else for the belt rather than him.
He basically won it because he's a replacement. He ain't winning because he, like deserved it.
Yeah,
Right? It's not. It's almost meaningless.
Basically, yeah, I was kind of like, even like, shoot, I thought he was going to lose that match when when he beat Goldberg. I said, what? They actually gave him the belt? Because I'm like, yeah, I felt like he should have got it with at least with Brock Lesnar had it or something like that,
or
or
Roman
like,
Reigns.
yeah, even
Oh,
then it was
I
like
don't want to talk about that.
when his build was monstrous, instead of like every time it was like he was actually getting that Bray Wyatt treatment too. Like they build him into a monster and then they make him lose off of stupid shit. It's the same way with Samoa Joe. Even though I haven't seen him in a while, is he suspended or is he injured?
He was injured, but now he wrestled. He wrestled a couple matches.
Oh, okay. Um,
Last I read about Samoa Joe, he was suspended for violating a wellness policy.
which is probably stupid. I don't know. It's probably some dumb stuff. But
And this was while he was still in the middle of the shit with Seth Rollins and AOP and him helping Kevin Owens and shit. That's why Samoa Joe just disappeared all of a sudden.
yeah. Also, he needs to win the belt too. At least some type of belt. I think like that's a talent that I feel like they're just not trying to push for some
Yeah.
reason. Even though he has like everything you need and he's like been a great wrestler for like all of his career. It seems like, WWE doesn't really support him. What I thought about the Raw after WrestleMania.
It was Raw. It was just Monday Night Raw. It was not a Raw after WrestleMania. It was just Raw.
It was just Raw. I'm gonna say this one thing. Either y'all do something with Apollo Crews or not, or just like let him go. I think I'm at that point where I look at Apollo Crews and my nickname for him is generic black guy number 4, and that's a joke. Me and Tyrell done had that joke for like the longest. It's just like he's another generic black guy in the WWE. And even though he is talented and he's athletic and all that other stuff, it's just they obviously don't know what to do with him. And you keep telling people he's a blue chipper and all that stuff, but you don't do shit. Just let him go, or like at least or push him or something like that. And I know a lot of people feel like that, but I just want to.
You know what he needs? He needs a manager.
So here's the thing, though.
I thought like him with the Titus Worldwide thing was really good. At least that like gave him a personality a little bit, but no, you're right though.
Nothing became of it. Nothing really became of the whole Titus Worldwide thing. And what I was about to say a second ago, about what you were saying about how they need to just let them go. WWE is not really trying to do that really with anyone.
Oh yeah, I know they're hoarding all their people, and then like they're hoarding all their people, and then
they
they're
got
paying them a lot of
AEW
money.
just breathing down their necks. There's certain people that's still in WWE that AEW wants.
Like who?
Hey, you just named one.
Not really. I wouldn't say not anyway, because even they said I don't want.
I'm on the phone.
I wouldn't say all that because even they said I don't want everybody from WWE because I don't think they want to go that TNA route.
Why are you not in that?
He forgot to mute his mic.
I took care of it.
Sorry about that.
You forgot to mute. You got to next time mute me. Anyway, any last words on this before we go on to the next topic?
Any last word on what?
You know, that was WrestleMania. What was your thought on WrestleMania?
Any last word? Any last word before we go on to the next topic?
So what you think about Charlotte Flair being in NXT now?
I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Now they got Finn Balor and Charlotte Flair NXT.
I'm really confused because like Charlotte, I know people don't like Charlotte, but I didn't understand her going to NXT. I didn't like the fact that she went for the NXT title. But
I think I understand it to a degree, but with what I'm thinking, there's a good chance I might be wrong, but you know, I feel like they're trying to stack NXT simply because Raw and SmackDown just had him in cut, but their ratings for NXT I guess have been through the fucking roof, even with the COVID-19 chaos and shit. So
you think putting Charlotte on there?
I mean, it would explain not just Charlotte, but moving Finn Balor as well. Don't be surprised to see other wrestlers from Raw and SmackDown making their way back to NXT.
The only reason I say that because I don't understand because as far as the NXT women's division, it doesn't need it unless they're moving Shayna and Baszler up, and then but it didn't. Charlotte was one of the people who, even though I don't like her winning all the time, she was one of the few people you wanted to see in the main roster. So that's why I said I don't understand it. And the women's NXT roster is badass itself, even though I know Bianca Belair got called up, which I didn't know they were still calling up people. Which I am proud of her because she is really good. But it's just one of those things. It's like her winning it is very confusing. There's a lot of good wrestlers, a lot of good women wrestlers in that division that you can give the belt to, and hell, you can even start working on your new stars like Deonna Purrazzo and most of the other people like Io Shirai and all that stuff. You can put the belts on them. Hell, I thought Bianca Belair was going to have the belt at one time. I don't get it, but this is what I'm saying. I'm just confused. So, but
I think they can salvage it. And the reason why I think they can salvage it is because they can have Charlotte be like this intimidating